Well, hello. What a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming out. I am getting the sense that most of you in the room have not heard me before. Is that correct? Okay, awesome. Best place to be. Well, my name's River, and writing and playing songs is one of my favorite things to do. And so I'm so delighted to be here with you. I'm a bit of a show don't tell, so I'm going to pour some passion into this, and we're going to go some places. So thank you so much, and let's hear it one time at the start for the Gilded Palace team here. Midwest is best. Well, that's just something that we tell ourselves to say we're more than just some flyover states. Midwest is best. Put it on a shirt, it's flying off the shelves, 'cause we're rich in idioms and family sayings. Midwest is best, yes. If you don't count our unlivable wages, we got a lot of heart, but our Catholic guilt comes in spades. Midwest is best, the American dream, all its glory and neglect. The world's largest watershed, so beautiful and hella bent out of shape. We are the Midlands, the farmers, politicians pander to. We are the heartland, an example of what this nation's going through. Just look at the state of IOWA. Midwest is best. Can we make it true just by repeating ourselves? We tease that the coasts are so full of themselves. Midwest is best, yet our friendly disposition makes it kinda hard to tell. Our stake in this country's breadbasket getting red. Ethanol empires and derelict rubber factories, hog lots and lead mines, and a sea of Roundup ready soybeans. The creeping omnicide, declining water quality, the deepening divides between rural and city folks politically. Midwest is best, sure. We're down to earth, but we're also mundane. We kill them with kindness like proteges of Mark Twain. Midwest is best. Just count the generations since a great something's fled. The old countries where our ancestral bones are at rest. We slap a thigh and say goodbye by saying, well, okay then. Stopping at the door, we talk some more, and then we say goodbye again. The Midwest is best, and that's just something that we tell ourselves to say we're more than just some flyover states. Midwest is best. Well, that's just something that we tell ourselves. We know we're more than just a flyover state. We need to hydrate, need carbohydrates, fats and proteins, shelter from the extremes, and we need sleep or we go crazy, get crazy emotional, 'cause we are sociable, and we need alchemy, we need novelty, we need family, we need dopamine, we need ocean, we need motion, oxytocin, and babies need to feel skin to regulate the temperature, to grow their brain, to realize five senses, to become self-aware that we are an anomaly in our cranium, bit of magnesium, sulfur and iron. We are made of oxygen, made of hydrogen, made of phosphorus, made of nitrogen, made of calcium, made of carbon. And yes, that means that we are made of stars that travel across time and space to be us right here for now. Against great odds. Thank you.
Welcome to Live from the Gilded Palace, where we let the music and the poetry do the talking. It's a hot and humid mid-August evening here in southeast Dallas County, Iowa, for our launch of the 2026 Fall Home Concert YouTube live stream season. And we're so excited. Considering 2026 is the hottest, most humid summer we've ever had here in central Iowa, tonight, thank goodness for Robert's Palace donation of the brand new air conditioning unit. Yeah. Big round of applause for Robert. So glad you're with us here tonight. We love the comments on YouTube chat. Let us know what you think, or if you have a question for River. Always fun to hear from you. We love to hear about your geography and where you're from, so that's always fun to see where you're tuning in from. So we also want to give a special thanks in advance for your online financial contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, our headliner this evening is an Iowa-based folk pop, folk rock singer-songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist from Dubuque, raised touring in a family bluegrass band called the One Hat Band. He was named an Iowa Arts Council Fellow in 2017 and released the massive collaborative album As Above, So Below, featuring over 150 state musicians. River writes poignant folk pop. His lyricism is evocative, intellectual, and cleverly rhythmic. He sings with powerful and dexterous vocals. His songs have something to say, and they're also darn tasty. River's no slouch playing instruments either. A natural entertainer, helping create a sense of connection. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome River Glen.
Wow, he made me sound really cool. I'm going to hold on to that for my travels. I figured for these next couple songs, since I'm meeting a lot of you for the first time, and hello, the internet, I'm going to play some more autobiographical stuff. I'm going to start with a song that's just literally about where I'm from. It's called 52039. That's the area code of Rickardsville, Iowa. Just one hill with a church and a baseball diamond and a cemetery, and there's a gas station like a mile and a half up the road, and that's it. About 100 residents, maybe a village. And this is off that record, As Above, So Below. So this is 52039. St. Joseph's Drive, no center line. I pedal bicycles and a baseball diamond. Just 7 kids, not one a girl. A little bit sheltered, a little immature. We got bored, we fought wars with ears of corn, hurling 4-letter words, getting sunburned, hanging down by the creek, being dumb, breaking shit, wearing out dirty jokes like true virgins. Growing up around a lot of silos and steeples and too few trees. Growing up around a lot of small town people and too few freaks. Privilege carried us while we picked up our parents' prejudices. Growing up a few little blue-collar middle Americans. Sweating in jeans, dried on the line with that stiff feel. Summer sunlight running uphill. Can't bear another fine from the bookmobile. Parked at the top of the lane like a cross from the church of the same name. Our neighbors dressed up worshiping. St. Joseph never seemed so strange. The stepfather of the son, they alleged to love. Their kingdom come, their will be done below as it is above. Our grandpas still reek of tobacco and nag about Nama's little friend. Our grandpas, they work with bent backbones. They fought in wars and distrust the government. Our grandpas say kids are a handful, a sign of the times, of a kind of absence. They say they never hit our fathers as much as their dad hit them. Growing up a few little blue-collar middle Americans. Grandpas who still reek of tobacco. Growing up around grandpas who still work with bent backbones. Silos, steeples, too few trees. Small town people, too few freaks. Silos, growing up around grandpas who still reek of tobacco. Growing up a few little blue-collar kids. Silos, steeples, too few trees. Growing up a few little blue-collar middle Americans. Yeah, as it was said off the top, I'm, well, I was kind of born into this. So, in that sense, I think of myself like the cobbler's son. I've tried doing other stuff, but keep coming back to this being the meaningful work that I can do. I can sell my labor here and there. This next one is, it's a reflection on all those years as a family touring around, which I don't recommend, by the way. It's like start a family band at your own risk. So, think of it as like something burning beautifully bright, but what is the fuel? What's getting burned? I'm not saying it's guaranteed to be that way, but 1,001 ways it can go that way. And, I wrote the song in part to say I don't want it to be any different. I have a practice of gratitude for all that I have, and that's the privileges as well as the struggles, quite frankly, because I would rather have my struggles. You don't have to look very far to find someone's struggles that you wouldn't trade with. Yeah, I guess it's an I love you to my family as well, in the most frank and honest way one can try to do so. So here's a song I wrote. It's called Elderless Age. Shout out to Trilix in Des Moines. I was on the In the Round podcast, and this was the song that got featured, so you can check that out if you like this tune. Yeah, let's hear it. Diana Weisar, shout out. Woo! raised by caffeine and a toke, a bottle and a smoke, in small town agricultural state, USA 1990s, which were musically pretty cool. But I was homeschooled, taught loosely, just be useful, to play hard, to work smart, that some systems don't fight fair. When we used to stop for gas, we used to get harassed for being boys with long hair. And I could make music, I could move people before I was a teen. Sometimes electric, sometimes expensive, growing up living the dream. Coming of age in Midwestern civilization, where if you can, then you should. Just a family band hustling concrete street corners, just as much as we could. During George Bush Jr., my generation's first, what was that? And it's been culture war after culture war since then, so we don't focus on class. In the age of machines, it's the Anthropocene. That's all, folks, we pass in the hat. We had a good run, drunk on family fiddle fun. Up next, more climate collapse. If I could put it all down, I'd put it all down. All the times I regret, all the times we knocked 'em dead. If I could put it all down, I'd put it all down. How we loved and we fought, how I don't wish that it were different. How even fun has a cost, and if you're not grateful, you might miss it. How the band broke up and took the family with it. How sometimes you lose, sometimes you get euchred. We didn't do too bad for a few black sheep Dubuquers raised in an elderless age. Raised in an elderless age, trying to find our way. In an elderless age, learning how to pray. In an elderless age, in this time and place. In this elderless age.
You okay up there? Do we need to get another fan? Or
Oh, I'm doing great.
You're doing okay. Okay. You know, River, these little personifications to our great state, number one, but also to hear the nuances of Eastern Iowa and your family. This is absolutely fantastic, and it's perfect for the Palace. I'm so thankful. I want to say to all of those folks online, we've got Jen Wilbur, a Palace Roundtable member who couldn't make it tonight from Ames, who says, "It sounds cozy in my wonderful little home." Also, we have Charlie from New Mexico. He calls himself 505. That's his area code. My old buddy Charlie says hello. Lots of great people tuning in. We want to thank you. Hey, YouTube listeners, we want to pay River for his efforts and his voice and sharing personal stories. We hope you will reward also the Palace so that we can pay for upcoming improvements. So Sully will post the Linktree link in the chat section now, which includes the Venmo and the PayPal links. And if you can donate, please do. If not, we understand, but thanks so much for helping. River, I've got to ask you, I'm a bluegrass musician myself, and I am sure, and I know all of the people in here would like to know this whole connection of how you got started, and not primarily as bluegrass, you were more of a folk band, I guess, from what I was hearing from you. Your family background and how you grew into this multimedia artist and integrating technology. It's a really fantastic story.
All right, here we go. My life story in 2 minutes. I would have to start by saying it's not that it was even a choice. I was just raised in music. I think I was in like the Suzuki masterclass for violin at like 2.5, 3. So I don't even really have memories of it, but you would just be in the masterclass with a book and a stick, and you just drag the stick across a book. And that gets you started. And the Suzuki method is a commonly known thing. So all my siblings and I'm the fourth of 5 kids. So they already had a family band by the time I think they had me on stage by 4. I just Pop Goes the Weasel was like the first performance, or even a pop gun. Oh yeah. And that fits into the fact that my family was a busking band. That's how we started for many years. So weekends we would drive over to Galena, Illinois. It's a tourist town. We would travel around in the summer to different festivals. A couple times we, as a family, all took the Amtrak train all the way out to Seattle so we could busk at the folk festival there. Some great times. And that goes hand in hand with being homeschooled. So we were just raised very independently. Music was this cornerstone of our education for learning math, for learning how to navigate the world. And my parents put all their kids into piano lessons as well. So shout out to Ann Duco on violin teaching and Patty Giegrig teaching us piano, and both of them teaching us music theory. That put me in a position to, I don't know, be about 15 years old or something, and start writing my own tunes. And to be clear, they were very bad. Like, they were bad. And that's just great, because it's too much pressure. You can't start out special. You can't start out like everybody else. Which is also my way of saying, keep at it, everybody. If you're a songwriter or you're working on your craft, whatever it is, do keep it up, because you get better. And that's been kind of my story, has been I'm not obligated to pursue anything at this point. My parents, they sort of lovingly want me to keep playing music with them, and I will through the autumn and into the winter of their music careers, whenever that be. And I make music with all the members of my family, and I didn't really belong in the classical world, so writing my own songs and getting out and just leaning into the fact that I'm an entertainer. And apparently now some sort of like I wanted to be the cool guy artist. Everybody does. But it turns out I'm the one who talks about like voting in local elections and the environment. And like, all right. Which, that's amazing. Yeah, and it's a very odd thing to be an artist, because I am both very privileged. To be clear, I wouldn't want anyone to misconstrue. Like, I'm not in the sleeping on couches. I'm not like a crusty road dog. I have been at this for decades, and I have, thanks to the generosity of so many people who are probably watching right now, thank you, there's a lot of charity, and that just goes in a long line of the history of art being supported by people. So like that keeps me in check for the wild experience I'm having being an artist who travels around and plays music for a living, which is like big highs and big lows. And thankfully there's generosity and good people everywhere I go. And I will tell you this, I know it's anecdotal, but there's way more good people than there are wackos. Everywhere I go, way more good people. So, shout out to like strengthening our local communities and like not just arguing on the internet. And to bring it back to the music, since you complimented, being specific, which I think, there is something to be said about, you want to write universally, but oftentimes you get there by going deeply personal and something very real that others can relate to. So I'm going to ask the room, and I'm sure many of you won't know, but who in the room knows another great Iowa songwriter, already a living legend, Dave Moore? 1, 2, booyah, at least 2, 3. We're counting up. You hear that, Dave? You got 3 people over here. Get down here and play a show. Yeah, so Dave Moore is, I'll just put it that. He's a living legend. get into him. Look into his music, see him live. He's performing, I know he's actually performing tomorrow night in West Liberty, Iowa at the concert series. I know this because I played it last week, so I know he's there this coming week. Anyway, I wrote a song about Dave. I just one day was like, I was sitting with my friend Alex Flesher. Shout out to Alex Flesher, Flash in a Pan, Dodge Street Duo. And we started messing around with this. And I think it came out of the fact that Alex looks a bit like a young Dave Moore. So I was just joking that we should make like a music video to one of his songs with Alex as Dave. And it progressed into writing this song. And I one time tried to play it for Dave, and I just totally stumbled and crashed and burned. And all he said was, needs editing. I know, the room laughed when he said it too. He's a very good performer. So this is a tune I wrote called Days When Dave Moore Feels Down. Before downtown buildings got tall, before college kids descend in the fall, if only the ped mall could talk. Calls for blue morning glories, no more than 4 stories. Burgers at Georgie's, well, all right. A shy bard, a sinner, a sage, turns a dark corner into a stage. He's a fly fishing crazy old damn Irish daisy, cut from stalk that no storm could blow down. Before all the mayflies had kids, when Greg Brown was writing his hits, when the church had even more to forbid. Locals owned land and farmed it, miners didn't really get carded, lightning bug lamps weren't so dim. A poet, a little blue collar wired, just a dog, a little Elvis inspired. An aging ballerina, juke joints and cantinas, a kind of cowboy, one of the last of his breed. A reluctant historian, guitar, harp, accordion, writing songs like he's John's Grocery. Paint on his clothes kind of modest. He sang a freedom song to those at the caucus. Count on him to be kicking it at the fiddler's picnic. Real hometown, good kind of guy. He might not remember your name, still he'll greet you and exchange subtle wisdoms in the thrift store parking lot. A townie begot by the times, a little recognition here and there gets him by. He's one of the old guard from back when, from before fenders split and headed out like so many bands around, like a westward quest for that Colorado high. Follows any success making music in Iowa, and we feel it in our big little towns as each mom and pop shop becomes a chain. On farmers market mornings when it rains, feels like red avocado is closing again and again when the mill quit turning out shows. A silence like if Hickory Hill were bulldozed, we feel it. Yeah, our big little town bears a heavy heartfelt frown. You can just kind of feel it around in the sounds of the crowd. Best batten the hatches and tie your tent down on days when Dave Moore feels down. On days when Dave Moore feels down. All right, I'm gonna do a triptych of songs here for 3 different guys. This one's for Dave. That was for Dave. This one's for my dad. And I'm gonna share it because I don't play it out often, and I know that some folks will be tuned in who come to my shows often. I'm blessed to be playing for people for the first time here in the room. but I want to reward y'all for your continued support by making sure I'm going into the catalog and getting out some rarities. And before I play the song for you, which I'm finding is cool because it's totally an attempt to just be absolutely like blemishes and all honest about my father. And I'll begin by saying it's his eulogy. He's still alive. But I wrote his eulogy, which is like the perfect, of course, my dad deserves that. If you knew my dad, it makes sense. So I wrote his eulogy. And then I played it at an event where my sister was supposed to be there, but she showed up late. And then even though I'd given an introduction, some people heard the song, and then people were like, I'm so sorry to my sister when she showed up at the festival. That was very confusing. And then someone took a video of it, which I texted the video to my dad, but it made like a iCloud photo link, whatever, it was a hyperlink. So I sent my dad a hyperlink, and he like slapped a thumbs up on it or something. So I'm thinking, cool, my dad watched the song and he likes it or whatever. And a couple weeks later, made my way back to Iowa, and I was playing at an event that my dad had produced, a midweek market, local farmers, local meat vendors, live music, local beer. And I'm the performer, or one of the performers, and I'm on the stage, and there's my dad, and he's having a good time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play the song. He had not listened to the song, and he just ugly cried into his mustache and beard in public, and I was like, Dad, I would not have chosen that if I knew. But I'm gonna play it not to make my dad cry, but because each time I've played it, I've had folks tell me it resonated with them about their dad. So. Father was a grocer, but that don't say it all. He taught folks about their health whenever they walked in or called. Where I ate well and watched, where I worked and learned what he used to say back in the day at the food store where he gave his wealth away. My father was a gardener, still that don't say it all. He cared about our waterways and the well-being of the soil. He planted and watered, he weeded and dug. He'd pay wayfarers to help them out if they needed a buck. My father was a kind of townie, a kind of pseudo-local historian. Just had to ask 'em about the Jesse James gang, what they'd done and where they'd been. When he talked to an unfamiliar, he'd ask 'em for their grandparents' names. He'd like to know where all the old roads go, as well as who lived where and when. My father was a songwriter on a real small scale, he made it big. He worked on his songs for far too long, but damn, Backwoods Buck was a hit. And you'd be hard pressed to find another guitar player who could change a string as fast as him. It might be hard to believe it, but trust me, I've seen just how fast he could break one again. My father was a learned man, he really knew how to read. A little self-nometic, yes, my father had coyote energy. My father was a damn good cook, he could whip something up on the fly. He had a way with simple but tasty, and every few years he'd bake a pie. My father was an athlete, he might have been as good as he said. When he coached my baseball team, he made sure every kid got to play. My father was of a bygone time, he grew up slinging beers in a bar. He studied anthropology, the planets moving constellations of stars. My father was an activist, effective every now and then. With no shortage of heart and calloused hands, he was one hell of a handyman. When I'd ask about life, he could give such good advice and then just bitch about something my mother did. When he would roar, it was a lion's roar, just like so many fathers before. He gave the church up but stayed faithful to his cups. He judged himself a rebel most days. My father was a kind of cowboy, even if it's little funny to say. My father was a peacemaker. He wasn't big on punishment. A couple of times I gave him lip and he kicked me in the shin. My father wasn't perfect. He knew, we knew who is. My father was like a father to a lot of other kids. My father was a kind of legend for all he done and how he lived. His legacy, his influence live on so long as I don't forget that my father was a grocer and that don't say it all. He taught folks about their health whenever they walked in or called. Where I watched and learned, customers take their turns for what he used to say back in the day at the food store where he gave his wealth away. Thank you. And for the third song here, I'm going to walk more of a tightrope for a second, which is, the next song is It's Not My Story. It's a story that I heard, and now I've written a song about it, so I think it bears some responsibility to sort of onboard you to the song. Give a little introduction here. I learned a heartbreaking true story that hurt so bad to hear and receive that I didn't know what to do with it. So I wrote a song so that I could travel around and share that sadness with you. Okay? And so I'm asking for your help in knowing about this, and it's not like you can do anything about it now, but can this transfer and inform any other decision in our lives? Can this provide us some perspective in something else that we might be challenged by and asked to consider? And this is a story about a gentleman. His name is Eddie Carvery. He was born in Africville, which was a small town in just the north side of Halifax, Nova Scotia. He grew up there. Halifax, Nova Scotia did not want this town to exist, and they did horrible things for many years, putting the dump there, putting the infectious disease hospital, charging them taxes but providing no city services. And it went so far as to provide housing vouchers, and they're like, we're going to put in services for you, and they reneged on that, and they just came in and destroyed everything. And it's just like one among many horrifying stories about just the level of intolerance for this thriving community of, there's 400 or some folks living there at that time, as I understand it. So, yeah, and I'm going to let the song speak for itself, but I'll just leave it at, if this means something to you, please look into that story further and let your heart break a little more over it. I don't know what you will do with that, but hopefully something good. A little heartbreak for good measure. Eddie's still in Africville, sleeping on the ground. Police came, shot the dogs. Halifax bulldozed the houses down. Homes for 400 and some, empty promises when it was done. The only gift Africvillians ever got was the city people's trash. Eddie's mama put him on task, and he's been at it almost always ever since, calling on Halifax to put it back, put it back. Early as 1848, plots of land owned legally by former slaves and runaways and free peoples who got there their own way, to found and flourish a village in the face of circumstances less than idyllic, a place that they could call their own. They were proud to call it home. The beating heart of Africville, built in 1849, where they preached and sang. Even Ellington came to Seaview, African United. But like the Halifax explosion, Seaview Baptist got bulldozed down in the middle of the night. Witness to the death knell, protesting there still 50 years of his life. Eddie's still in Africville, holding on and holding out. With all his heart, he's laid his cards to keep the memory alive. Eddie Carvery, I'm sorry if it hurts to ask, but can the village of your youth ever be put back? Would that we could, but where's it been all this while? Some losses you can learn from them. Some losses are permanent. Africville is both, so come on, Nova Scotia, what has been learned? Thank you. Well, I buried the lead there. I buried the lead, which is his mother instructed him in response to his town being destroyed as a young man, you must have a peaceful protest. So he got a tent and he went back to the wreckage of his town and he just started camping there. He's still there. He's been there for over 50 years. And now that he's elderly, he's not there full time. I'm not meaning to mislead anyone, but he very specifically denied us the opportunity to forget what we had done to them by sacrificing his life for 50 plus years to honor that loss. So that's what broke my heart, and I wrote that song. So
Wow. Not to start anything, but were the destroyers the French or the English?
The Canadians.
Good answer. Good answer. River, I've got to ask you, in anticipation of some of what you're going to do here for us, I wanted to know what began your attraction and how you developed this extensive and incredible use of technology and instrumental looping. When you pull this off, I've seen a couple videos. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say. My experience is that I'm not very good at it. Like jokingly so, but how did I, let's see. Well, first of all, the music theory that I was taught as a child is probably the most helpful piece of knowing how to loop. Knowing what notes I've already put down, what notes remain in the triads. It's kind of just a toy. I would think that not every musician, but I would encourage so many musicians to play with a looper. You learn stuff about yourself. It's a nice practice in timing. And I mean, technology it needs to be kept in its place. Obviously, in the face of AI poster generation and stuff like that, we should keep this conversation going and like politely shame those around us who are misusing AI. It can have incredible powers for us to do things, but we should do those things with it and not replace artists. So technology they're really fun toys, and they build off of what is the essence of just having an instrument making sounds and being connected. With that, I'll do a tune that uses some of that. So. a fence, still keeping in the livestock. Wet dirt hanging heavy on shoes. Old work boots still in use, perched on posts around the garden. Compost strewn on the ground, now it's food for the chickens. Flickering light, beeswax tapers burning late nights in the kitchen. Wet wood smokes while it burns in an old little stove whose kettle is slow to boil. The howls of the wind pushing round the trees. Old window panes letting in a little rain as they shiver and rattle. Some mullein and tobacco, a paper to roll, rabbit slippers for a stroll, in a wolf hat and a robe. It's an old song, not long forgot. It's a sauntering band having trouble keeping time. It's a gray sky, long enough to make one wonder if they're looking at a veil from the other side. It's an old tale, and these stories bear repeating for their meanings to be heard by those still wet behind the ears. Tell 'em about old bones on an altar in a field. Tell 'em old gods speak, even though we can no longer hear. Tell 'em rough roads often double back. If you don't know where you've been, then you don't know where you're at. Tell 'em about old wounds. They are busy, they are walking through front doors that have never had a lock on a chalkboard. There's an old faded drawing, an unfinished poem, a cursive welcome home in a child's handwriting that hasn't since improved. Shout out to Andrew Bird.
River is many people.
I'm going to take this moment. I know that there's hi folks out there, and those of you in the room. I'm on tour, so I will be playing. My goodness, I'll be heading to Galena, Illinois, Dubuque, Iowa, Chicago. I'll be going down to Cincinnati, and then I'm going to Pittsburgh, and then Cleveland, and beyond. So if you know people in those cities, riverglenmusic.com. Send them out. I'll do this, but better. Save the good stuff for your friends. Yeah, and if you're watching online, same thing. Like riverglenmusic.com, I could use the support. It's kind of wild being an artist.
River, I don't know if this is...
Not yet, it's not.
This is muted, I think. But...
it's muted because we didn't have the budget, so we needed to...
There we go.
Ad.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, everybody, for being here at the home concert venue. And to everybody out there on YouTube right now, I got to tell you, this has been pretty special. And we're just so thankful, just a small little place here in southeast Dallas County, Iowa. We're very thankful. But I do want to mention the Guitar Satchel recommitted to us for 2026 fall. And we're very thankful for their support. As musicians, we want you to know about the Guitar Satchel product we protect our personal instruments with. From our good friend Jason Walsmith of the Nadas, owner of the Guitar Satchel, the product is made using the best materials and quality craftsmanship made right here in Iowa. It's made with a heavy dry wax cotton duck material that is naturally water repellent and durable. It has a quilted cotton felt interior. Ooh, that feels good. And features high quality leather and brass zippers. Please let us know if you'd like a demo of this great product. Thank you, Jason. The Guitar Satchel.
Yes. 11 out of 10 cats prefer the inside of your guitar satchel for a nap. Hey, while you're up here, would you want to play a couple tunes with me? What does the room feel about that? Should we get it in?
It's very special for me. Thank you, River.
All right, big surprise. We're going to sing about peace and love. All right, here's a tune off of that As Above, So Below record you mentioned. And I would encourage you to check it out because the version on there is going to be nothing like this. In that there's banjo and fiddle and bass and pedal steel, but then there's a full-on New Orleans marching band. There's a whole choir. And then there's I kid you not, the song on the record ends with bagpipe. I don't know. Yeah, and, 9 out of 10 times bagpipe is a bad idea. So, shots fired. No, like I said, I'm just trying to be an entertainer. Though bagpipers, come at me. Let's go. All right, shall we? wealthy also ride the bus. And the city kids can look up and see stars. The families fed from urban gardens, getting schooled to be more mindful, to be patient and present. Yes, it's good to lead with kindness, to listen for consent. In another world, there's a lot less protections. There's a whole lot more respect. Coral reefs and old growth trees don't get messed with. Every woman can walk home alone without a weapon in her grip. Well, the evening news is a clear call to action, to lift up the less fortunate. Well, it's true, and it rarely happens. We grow elder and own a consequence. In another world, we all feel blessed. We honor the gods, our sustenance. Well, we live well for those that came before us. We die well for those who will come next. One more time. In another world, we all feel blessed. We honor the gods, our sustenance. Well, we live well for those that came before us. We die well for those who will come next.
I kind of feel bad. I wish I would have braided my hair tonight.
All right, look for me in season 2028, everybody. We're coming back and we're doing multi-braid.
I want River to know right now, in 2027, winter of We Need You Here. Wouldn't you say, we need River back? This is fantastic. You're so special.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. I'm honored to be here. Thank you all for listening so attentively.
This is the mandola. It is a little bassier version of the mandolin. It is kind of like the viola or the cello tuned in C. And while we're at it, could I ask River to just tell us a little bit about this blonde Gibson? It's just such a beautiful instrument.
Oh, sure. This guitar was a gift. This was given to me. So once again, I'm being the receiving end of a lot of generosity and support. Charity at times. Let's call it what it is. Truly. Doesn't make it a bad thing. And that's what allows me to be an artist. But I will continue to be forever grateful to Don Greenwood, who's probably watching. Hi, Don. Say hi, Don.
Hey, Don.
Yes. Don is from Wisconsin. And yeah, he, as I know it, was like a supporter of my mom's music first. And then I met him through my mom. And yeah, I mean, I've kind of told the story a ton of times over because it's funny that he gifted it because he was frustrated with my guitar not sounding well. It's sounding very good at shows. So I like, yeah, sort of like, it was like an incompetence. Like, it's not a good thing in a lot of circumstances. You don't want to like fail upwards. It's not weaponized incompetence, but I got rewarded for dragging my feet. What's up with that? So thank you, John. It has transformed my playing and my writing. Which is what led to this song being created. I wrote this during the pandemic when I was missing my family and my friends. I drove to Canada at the start of the pandemic, and little did I know I would not see my family and friends for almost 3 years. get tricky picking friends, tricky sticking with them to the end. When they're difficult, indifferent, or just really hard to reason with. When they're stubborn as a raging bull. When their eyes are red from all the alcohol. Or when they're beautiful. When you're down, good friends come pick you up. When you're drowning, they'll help drink your cup. When you're on a ledge and your legs won't budge, good friends will talk you down or give you a shove. I mean, who's to say what we really need? To be human is to age and bruise and bleed. Good friends appreciate your shortcomings. It was easier when college aged to just eat and play, to get high and laid. And while the fruits of youth, just a passing phase, are ever painted as our glory days, I mean, who's to say what we really need to be human is to gray and fade into memory. Friends remind you can't see yourself. Good friends will call you up as they give you help. They know which parts of you are stressed and soft. Sometimes they'll poke you there just to piss you off. Friends will save you a spot. Some will spot you some sauce. Some will split the cost. Some will split the loss. Good friends will hype you up when you need a lift. Good friends will call you out when you're full of it. I mean, who's to say what we really need to be human? How'd you think of it? Haven't been a very good friend to many of my really good friends. For months now, no wait, for years, since I fed them, since we've cheersed. And it's true, I know I have been away, and it's true, I know that there's been a plague. I want my friends to know that they all are loved. Well, in and out of their own hell, they still don't ask for much, just a real love, and to keep in touch, and to holler for help when the seas get rough. Group video calls, pictures of our butts, onward with tits out, chin up. I mean, who's to say what we really need? Some drumming and a fire and a jug of mead, dancing circles calling the sun up from the east. Like we humans are such funny beasts with our rituals and ceremony. Faithful cycles in decaying melodies, spirits and elemental energies. Existence is a crazy fate, but in good company we can create meaning from the lessons friends demonstrate. And yo, some friends be making big mistakes. Some friends still got the hottest takes. Some friends still rock their shitty tastes. Some friends still struggle staying out too late. Some friends will only party if it's at their place. I mean, who's to say what we really need to be human? One more time. I think we could get one more. We could convince him to do one more, I think.
Wow. Fantastic, River. You are making this a really special night. And you know what's really interesting about tonight, not only with the fair going on, but all these things that it's a busy time for people. And you folks here in the home concert and also you folks online at YouTube really stepped up, and we've got a great crowd, and I think you're getting something that's pretty special here with River. Wow.
Thank you. All right, this song, I wrote this song a long time ago. I wrote this on the evening of my next older brother's 21st birthday. So Jackson, who's the middle child, I'm fourth. When he turned 21, I wrote this because he turned 21. And then my family got in a big fight at his birthday and ruined it. Yep. And so I wasn't 21, so like some of them like took the weird vibes to the bar kind of thing and left, and like there was sort of this like wreckage of the like good time we were having, because that happens in families, and we're not special in that regard. But yeah, and so there's like, I kid you not, like people crying around, and I'm like, oh, I'll just grab this guitar and process this situation then. I can't go anywhere. And wouldn't you know, it comes out as a really kind of beautiful, hopeful sentiment.
That is what's so uncanny. I'm sitting here sensing that, because I've just heard this verse, and I'm kind of like, dude, where are you going with this? Are we doing a different song?
Yeah, it's I think of it as like sneaky vegetables. It sounds nice, and then you look a little closer, and it's like the lyrics to the song "Hey Ya" by Outkast. You're like, wait a minute, what is going on here? But yeah, so the only other thing I'll say about it, and this is wild to me, but a lot of my live performances, and for some reason the recordings, resonate with children a lot of the time. And so I get a lot of parents coming up to me with stories. They bring kids to the shows. Had for the first time kids with signs at shows, like taking pictures, and that's cool. Yeah, it makes me feel like a goober at the same time. I'm like, what? Someone put you up to this. Who paid you? But yeah, this song specifically has been something that parents have told me that their kid, makes them put this on every day when they drive them to school.
Very cool.
Wild. So thanks for playing it with me. Here
I
you
like
go,
it.
everybody. If I had only half the love I've received, I'd still be better off than half the country's middle children in the age of TV. What you've done is turned a child into a seed, because we all grow up at our own speed. Age never married, maturity. One becomes a parent, they might finally see. It becomes apparent, love's what we need. So don't say you're sorry for growing old. The things you've taught me can't be bought or sold. I'll love you always, and I'm not alone. I'll love you always. Cut from a cloth, stitched of seed and stem. Sometimes one of us, sometimes one of them. A scale where more weight's needed on the other end. A love they both defeated, yet still defend. And argue in circles that'll never end. So why even bother? Oh, I'm doing it again. 'Cause you both come around, and I'll still be here. And someday the ground will house So don't say you're sorry for growing old. The things you've taught me can't be bought or sold. I'll love you always, and I'm not alone. I'll love you always. Don't say you're sorry for growing old. The things you've taught me can't be bought or sold. I'll love you always, and I'm not alone. I'll love you always. Don't say you're sorry for growing old. The things you've taught me can't be bought or sold. I'll love you always, and I'm not alone. I'll love you always.
Thank you, sir.
Wow! Give it up for Sean, everybody. All right, now there's not an adult in the room anymore, so you're back to being on my whim. Which probably means, okay, I'm going to give you an offer here. Do you want your dessert before your vegetables or your vegetables before your dessert?
Yes.
Oh, touche. Put them all together. Use the looper and play two songs at once. All right. We'll go, you know what? We'll lighten it up for a second, then we'll come back. I just want to tell you that the algorithms are not going to flag this. You are going to recognize this original song. This is my song. You're going to recognize it. It's crazy. You're not even going to believe it's my song. This is my song. It's wild. I'm so excited to share it with you. This is called, and this is true, Tiny Dancer.
No.
Pretty little chica, little love seeker, getting by, getting high, to voices on the speakers. She mostly don't need much more. Tiny dancer, hold me close, tied to the whipping post, talking about my girl, earth angel, tangled up in blue. The night they drove old Dixie down, tears in heaven, higher ground. Don't fear the reaper, feed your head like a rolling stone. The thrill is gone, just like Buddy Holly and Mary Tyler Moore. I really want to know you, my sweet Lord, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Spirit in the sky can't buy me love, ticket to ride, nowhere to run. I walk the line into the mystic. A day in the life I will survive. Teenage wasteland, close your eyes. There's a bad moon on the rise. Running on empty, running low. Hit the road, Jack, painted black. Papa's got a brand new bag, killing me softly with his song. I fought the law, what's going on? Hey teacher, leave them kids alone. The harder they come, now what I say, harder they fall. Oh, to Billy Joe, just another brick in the wall. The wind cries Mary, Jolene, Roxanne. Sweet emotion, Billie Jean, I wanna hold your hand. Good golly, Miss Smiley, I saw her standing there. Visions of Joanna, good vibrations like a prayer. Honky-tonk women, superstition, purple rain. Welcome to the jungle, light my fire, Maggie May. Wake up, little Susie, Mustang Sally, maybe I'm Maze. Take another little piece of my heart, take it, Penny Lane. Chain of fools, heart of glass. Deadhead sticker on a Cadillac. Fight the power, walk on by. A heart of gold, a hard day's night. Bittersweet symphony, Eleanor Rigby. Gloria, all apologies. I wanna be sedated, the times they are a-changin'. I can't make you love me.
Wow. River, I want you to know yours and all of ours dear friend Abby Sawyer says, sounding awesome, River. And we have Abby Sawyer and her band coming here in a couple of months, so that's pretty fantastic. Some really great comments here. So good, River. Can't tell who it's from, but they say, by the way, love Andrew Bird, so that should help you. Anyway, my buddy in New Mexico says that he's loving this. My wife says dibs on the mandola player. I don't know what that means.
Perfect.
But as River tees up his final couple of songs here, I want to let everybody know that I'd like to thank my son and partner in life from the Gilded Palace, my son Sully. The technical change over to YouTube, booking, lighting, improvements overall could not have happened without him, and really love him and appreciate him. Also, we want to thank you YouTube listeners. Again, we thank you for sticking with us on this. I think you've heard a really, really good show. By the way, the Venmo and PayPal links are right there on the chat, and if we appreciate any support you can give us. So thanks in advance for your donation. But River, I got to tell you, you've been absolutely fantastic. Give us a little bit about these last two songs, if you will.
Well, sure. Well, I already warned you about this one. I'm going to play, it's actually the most recent song I've written. Every year I find a lot of motivation and inspiration in the NPR Tiny Desk contest that happens every year. I'm a bit of a, I must start a brand new idea after they announce it. No, I got this cool idea. I'm going to wait and finish it off and submit that. No. I wait until I see the thing and go, yes! And then I grab a guitar and I go, now what? And so this one came out of a conversation I had with my mom because, big surprise, I'm a dork and I like to talk about politics and social issues everywhere I go and the environment because guess what's happening everywhere I go? Work is being done and more work needs to be done. So we're having this conversation about how the city of Dubuque decided that the answer to the appearance of people panhandling on the medians was to just ban people being allowed on the medians. And it was like, sure, but we're not gonna do anything to help them? Or that's it? Just go somewhere else. And so we were just having a conversation about well, I know there are services available. I know that's a very complex thing. I don't mean to reduce it to the simplicity of help just sitting there not being used, but it was just, it had a cold hearted edge to the conversation, especially online, which I will caution everyone, be careful online always. and we were talking about that. My mom, in her own way, because my mom is just, there's so much of me, if you knew her, would see that I am just a blend of my parents and a little, a bay leaf of my older siblings. But she said that we should dress up in disguise and go down and panhandle ourselves so that we could know what it feels like to be them. And that was interesting. I was like, well, Mom, we'll be recognized. This is our hometown. Like, I play music and put my face on posters and stuff all over. She's like, we'll cover our faces. And it ended up leading to this remark, and I don't remember if she said it or I said it, but about needing a QR code to hold up to people while panhandling on the median. And wouldn't you know, we were sitting there talking, and I was like, Mom, that's it. And I was like, I don't mean to be rude. I'm going to stop talking to you and take your guitar and go away. And I wrote this song. And I think I got it started that first night, finished it the next morning. And I just will finish my introduction to this song by saying, I mean every word of this. And I travel far and wide and put on whole shows just so I can say all of this. Like, the rest of the music is to sort of warm us all up, if you will. Because, and this deserves to be kept in a positive realm, we have so much work to do around us in our communities, in the environment, politically, socially. There's just so much work. So those of us privileged to do something about it, to do a little more, do bear that obligation. This is called A Great Divide. I am not a fair weather patriot. I am tragedies plus time plus 6 strings. My inheritance both is and is not personal. Counting and recounting poverties. I'll sing 'em out, I'll tell it to you honest. Got no answers for you, but I'll show you mine. I ain't one to try to sell you on religion, but I do believe in the divine. While the wheels of capitalism keep on turning, burning rubber down our socialized roads, I drive west across a bridge over the river, from my mom's house to my dad's, my childhood home. There's a man standing panhandling on the corner. Won't be long till he has a Cash App QR code. Oh, come on, we all know where this is going. Jury's out on if we'll turn the boat. And I believe in modern day dragons. And I believe they look a lot like man. I believe their wicked wealth is just unhealthy for people and the land. I am many things, a feminist among them. And I am also just a dude. And I benefit from many of our systems as they are, and I believe that I can be a force for good. Oh, come on, we just want to root for the home team. We don't want to root for the logos. When did the spirit of sports-like conduct turn visitors into foes? It's 2026, year of our overlords, and our teeth are still luxury bones. And I'ma greet the Grim Reaper when he come find me. To my surprise, he forgives my student loans. There's actually many men panhandling on corners. I am sure I didn't see them as a kid. I am not a fair weather patriot. There are atrocities my country still commits. With manufactured consent from the masses. With fentanyl, the new WMDs. I believe there are warmongers in our parties. Is the plan to produce weapons for eternity? Yeah, the US doesn't protest like other countries. Maybe we're afraid what we might do. It's amazing what a despot can accomplish, armed with 3 chords and fake news. And I want to be an unselfish lover. I want to be a grateful child. I don't want to insult calling people perfect. I too have laundry on the line. And I believe there are more airplanes in the oceans than submarines in the skies. And that the internet's full of dirt for conflict farming we take to bed with us and it leaves us lonely. There's actually women, mothers panhandling corners. Have we any clear sign of the end times? I see 'em driving back across a bridge over the river, between my parents across a great divide. All right, I'm gonna take us out on my sister's favorite tune right now, and so that just means the world to me. Shout out to my sister. I should do a bunch of shout outs. Let's see. Shout out to David and Maple, Jacob, Jackson, Kyron, Michael, Pearl, Uncle Jerry, Cousin Danny, Cousin Jerry, Aunt Deb, Aunt Sandy. Okay. That's enough of the family. I love the rest of you on the family front. But actually, my most recent mentee, Tarina, Dea Ex Machina, Des Moines artist, just had their first album release party at XBK back at the end of July. Yeah, you got to check out. Yep. In fact, follow my accounts. I got all the information over there if you're online. It's easy to follow. Click along. I'll share out some of their work. But shout out to you, Tarina. What's up? And yeah, I'm going to end with my sister's favorite tune. And it's a little bit of nature reverence. I think it has a nice groove to round us off. I don't know how to dismount all the time. I'm good at I'm not even great at starting the shows. I'm good at the middle part. It takes discipline to get good at the other parts. But it's been a pleasure to be here. This will be my last song. So thank you so much to Live from the Gilded Palace. Thank you online. This is called Neighbors to Nature. Living in the woods would be nice, far from the city noise and incessant lights, to be neighbors to some nature, neighbors to some nature. Yes, magic's real in nature, not since always, maybe still, in languages not spoken by many humans of this age. So we retell countless stories, how the past has pled its case. We meet countless present dangers when we come face to face. At the heart of many constructs, down to the charging our electrons, humans separate from nature. Has it really always been this way? Oh, babe, we are a bit laughable. Yes, babe, we are the status quo. Our habits, look how bad it is for consuming to be king. Still, magic's real in people, not as it once was, but still. We are tragedy, we are comedy. We cannot escape from our technology. For all our claims to power, for all our claims to fame, our insatiable desire have become our deities. refuse in the oceans. We are no time for an old friend in a time of need. We are good times with our good friends in times of disease. We're the story of what once was still faintly echoing. While we show no love for the old growth, we dysregulate. While growth for the sake of growth already has a name. We are bombs, we are bullets, we are people in pain. We are a growing addiction, seeing ourselves in everything. We are peaches and cream, we can just pick what we like. We are the calming debate of whether water is a right. We are being human, and it's a dying skill. Yes, being human is a dying skill. So living in the woods would be nice, far from the city noise and incessant lights, to be neighbors to some nature. Oh, neighbors to some nature.
Ladies and gentlemen, River Glen, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Get out there. Thank you. You're all very sweet.
Thank you, River.
You're welcome. I have CDs, I have T-shirts. If you want to take
plenty
some
of
music
merch
home with
over
you,
here.
please.
Everybody, talk to him. I'm going to open the garage door for that back row.
Goodbye, the internet.